It's uplifting. It's liberating.
You better get out the way. Move your feet.
You know, just free.
Heart pounding.
10 seconds, pick it up.
Drenched in sweat.
You feel like you are superhuman.
And no excuses.
All right, let's go.
On this episode of Pumped, we meet some of America's strongest women.
They stood up for what they wanted and turned the tide.
Roping.
I've been rodeoing, very competitively rodeoing since I was about 8 years old. It just kind of has always been in my blood.
Running.
We have fun while we're running, we're talking, we're catching up. It helps me clear my mind.
And surfing mavericks.
You just overcome these fears and you catch this ride. I couldn't imagine my life without surfing.
No matter the odds, get out there and get going.
Just trust the bungee cord, press forward.
This is Pumped. First stop, Texas.
Hi, my name's Madison Uthier, and I'm the very first American breakaway roping champion.
If your daughter wants to be a ballerina, you go to ballerina class. You know, it was great for us because I don't know how to do a ballerina class.
I've been rodeoing my whole life, but very competitively rodeoing since I was about 8 years old.
Most kids are attracted to horses when they're young, and some take up to them and some don't. Madison always loved to be around and wanted to ride them, and we just built on that.
Well, my dad, he's rodeoed all of his life, and so is all of his family. And my mom, she plays polo, so it just kind of has always been in my blood. This is the first year that they've put breakaway roping in the American rodeo. Breakaway roping is a women's sport only, and you just have a rope and you rope the calf around the neck, and your rope is tied off to your saddle horn with just a little string, and so it breaks off whenever you rope the calf and they stop the time. So once I have my tip down, pointed at my target, I throw it like a baseball right down at their shoulder. And then my slack, which is this part right here, once I throw my rope down, my slack should always be right here. I competed in the American semifinals and the American rodeo. I roped against my idols, world champions, and I won $110,000.
We practiced to win it. We know we dreamed that we could win it, but we didn't really. It's still a shock that we won it too. We ride horses every day, and Maddie runs barrels as well and ropes, so it takes a lot of practice. And we go to a lot of little rodeos too. You have to do it every day to compete at a high level. We built our lives around horses and rodeos, so you gotta have a facility. Definitely
a benefit to living on this much land and having my own arena and barn with my horses available anytime I need to. Really helps me a lot with practicing and getting better, because every day, you know, I have the opportunity to come out here and rope and ride my horses. I've always liked to compete, and so this was just one of the main goals I had when they announced that they'd have breakaway roping in the American rodeo this year. This is Rooster. He is my horse. He's super special to our family. We raised him and my dad trained him. I have to have a very good relationship with my horses. Riding them every day really helps, and knowing when something's wrong with them, just because you know their personality so well. You know, he's just so sweet and playful around the barn, and anytime we have to go to a rodeo, he always has such a good attitude, and he's super fun to be around. My dad plays a big role. We practice every day, and he's my only coach really in rodeo, and especially in roping.
He beats you out there.
If I had to compare my dad to any coach.
Not quite as bad as Bobby Knight, but I'm dang close. Is it hard?
No.
Well, then do it.
He's pretty intense in the practice pen and tough on me, but it's what's really pushed me to go past my expectations. I think it's really amazing, you know, to have this opportunity for kids to dream about winning money like this and want to be a professional rodeo athlete. I just want to keep getting better and better. Just to keep doing as good as I performed up there is my main goal.
Next, it's the Daily Double. Dutch, that is.
There's a rhythm to it.
It's uplifting. It's liberating.
You better get out the way. Move your feet.
Letting go of everything. just free.
Women in my age group, over 40, we already have to jump through a lot of hoops. This is just what we do, juggling bills and kids and jobs and husbands. And so Double Dutch kind of goes right in line with that.
For the fitness, for the fun, and for the connection with the women, I love it.
They looking like teenagers out here.
The 40 Plus Double Dutch group started in May of 2016.
1, 2,
All around 3, crisscross 4.
25, 50, 75, 300.
My friend Katrina and I, we love jumping rope. We grew up jumping rope. Whenever we get together for barbecues or family events, I would bring out the Double Dutch rope and I was like, you know what? We need to get a group to jump with us. We're gonna put a post on Facebook, and we got so much interest. All these people were saying, oh my gosh, I'm in. I haven't jumped rope in 30 years, but let's do it. And I said the only requirement is you have to be over 40. These new generation, they're not like we were. They know how to use their phones. Text message, video games, that's the kind of stuff they do. They don't know how to jump rope. This right here, this is our thing. We want the people that used to jump growing up, we want them to see we can still do this. We got this.
And them hops. Yes! It's never over.
I was being nosy. I see them over here jumping. I decided to come across the street. They told me that they was a 40 plus club and I was free to join. And it's been 3 years for me. Just to stay fit, have fun, and do what we used to do as children. You know, you embracing getting older, but you want to enjoy it too, and you want to still feel a little young sometime, and so we still feel like kids.
In addition to Double Dutch being fun, it is a great workout for us. The bond between the 40 plus Double Dutch group members is special. It's a lost art now.
And we always invite people to join us, 40 plus, come on out with us.
Coming up, a group of women inspiring their community to get fit.
We're fostering this new sense of health and wellness. It's all about how can we encourage each other to get out here, be consistent, and really foster that sense of sisterhood.
And later, a big wave of surfers fight for equality.
We were told it was unsafe or we couldn't do it.
These women are saying, no, enough. We deserve this. We're going to do this.
Welcome back to Pumped.
Yeah, we never stop.
Lace up your running shoes.
How your legs feeling? Who do Latinos have as a health champion? J-Lo is amazing and she got a hot body, but we really need to bring that sense of health and wellness home because it's missing, right? All right, let's go. Latinas in Motion is a nonprofit organization where we focus on encouraging, inspiring, and empowering women of color, specifically Latinas, to get active. Because there is a high rate of obesity and diabetes in the Latino community, specifically with Latinas, and the best thing you can do for that is eat right and exercise.
It helps me clear my mind. It helps me be in a space with women who are relatable.
That is so dope.
We have fun while we're running, so we're talking, we're catching up, we're sharing.
Whole time. We never stop. Everything from the kids, work.
If we had a bad day, if we had a good day.
I started in 2012 here in Philadelphia. I was pregnant with my daughter and I gained over 50 pounds. So I'm short, I'm 5'2", so that's a lot of weight for my small frame. And I was already a thick girl, so I was a very thicker girl. And I was struggling with postpartum depression, I was struggling with obesity, just being really insecure about this new body. So I gravitated towards walking because the gym made me feel so inadequate. Walking became jogging, jogging became running. I heard about this Broad Street Run, which is super popular in Philadelphia. It's a 10-mile race. There were 40,000 people. I felt like I didn't have someone who was high-fiving me, who understood my struggle, who spoke my language, who understands my culture, right? So after I completed that race, I got my medal. I decided to do something about it. If you find a deficit, I think if you're passionate about it, you should fill it. So that's when I decided to start Latinas in Motion. She finished though.
When you run and you race and you don't see people who look like you, who you feel like you can relate to. I did the rock and roll half marathon with someone I met, and Latinas in Motion. It's a great forum to reach out to others who are also trying to stay in shape.
I was just like, okay, I've never ran before. Let's do this.
It's all about how can we encourage each other to get out here, be consistent, and really foster that sense of sisterhood. Give me 2 of those. Latinas in Motion has changed my entire life. I feel like when I first started, I was doing it for me, but now I realize that I've literally changed my community.
I first got active, which motivated my mother to get active, which motivated my aunts and my cousins to want to get active.
My daughter is 9 years old and she's completed 2 5Ks. My mom is now walking and running. All right, come on. I absolutely love that we're fostering this new sense of health and wellness in the Latino community. Now we have chapters all over the US, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Delaware. It's really spreading like wildfire.
I think it's important because it's not something that is talked about often in my community.
So I literally want to bring up that topic so that we could talk about how can we keep our culture but also still be healthy, right? How can we still eat rice and beans but make sure we're walking, jogging, and running so that we can literally live our very best lives? All right, let's go.
Coming up,
Ready?
these moms are strolling their way to health.
I'm not quite ready for a gym with daycares yet, so this is great that we can come work out outside and bring our little ones with us.
And later, we jump into a new fitness craze.
They're flying and they're diving, and it's so different to anything they've ever seen or done before.
You're watching Pumped. Welcome back to Pumped.
Taking the time for yourself is so important.
We're heading to New York.
Ready? Let's go. You get in what you put in. You get out what you put in. That's what I was looking for. Mom brain today. It all got started actually selfishly with my son when he was first born. I was always a fitness instructor and I knew I wanted to still get my workout in, but I didn't want to worry about daycare. And I found that when I was wearing him in the baby ergo, that he was content, he would fall asleep, take a nap, and I was able to do almost a full workout. And I just got creative and I started a class at a nearby studio and kind of started there, and it evolved as he got older, as life got older, as the weather changed, and here we are now. You're gonna come down into your plank. Find a plank. My son is 6.5 weeks, and I love it that I can get that workout. I know that he's safe here with me in the stroller, and I'm not quite ready for a gym with daycares yet. So this is great that we can come work out outside and bring our little ones with us. I've seen people here since their babies have been born, and as they become toddlers, they'll show me videos on the side. Sometimes I'll get a video sent or something of their child doing a plank, or and it really proves the point of working out with your kids and how beneficial it is to show them how to be healthy and have a lifestyle that you're taking care of yourself. You're not looking to be anything more than just strong and healthy. 10 seconds, pick it up.
We, of course, jog with them. The jogging is #1 for cardio, get your heart rate up. But then we'll also put the baby in the stroller and use it to do push-ups. We'll use it to do squats. We'll use it to do lunges and do like a long lunge set. And it's helpful because it helps you keep your balance, and it works your upper body at the same time that you're working your lower body. So she really does incorporate it into a lot of the moves.
A lot of times we'll hear there's that mom guilt feeling where you're taking time for yourself and your child's just sitting in the stroller, but they're not just sitting in the stroller. They're taking everything in, and taking the time for yourself, making the time for yourself is so important. And those that don't, it's really something maybe they need to consider to be a better mom, and make the time with your kids.
I think it all starts with us as parents. If we're not healthy, it's going to show with our kids. So we have to be strong for them. We, again, emotionally, physically, it's about us. It's where they start. So, I'm fortunate enough I get to be home with him. So to be able to share these times together is incredible. Yeah.
Shake it out.
Now we hit some waves, like really, really big ones.
Mavericks is a famous big wave surf spot 20 minutes south of San Francisco, and it's oftentimes compared to the Mount Everest of waves. It starts breaking when it's 15 feet, and then it can go up from there. Last year there was a 100-foot day. You got to put everything into it and really put everything on the line. What I love so much about big waves is the challenge, and it just brings me back to the same moment of when I started surfing and I was 7 years old, and I'd paddle out and the waves would seem big and scary and there were so many different things going on, and you just overcome these fears and you catch this ride. From that day on, I was hooked. I couldn't imagine my life without surfing. I am one of the founders of the Committee for Equity in Women's Surfing, and we have lobbied for inclusion and equal pay for the past 4 years. We were told it was unsafe or we couldn't do it. I feel really, really proud of being able to change policy. This year, the Mavericks Surf Competition is going to have women competing against women, and we are also getting equal prize money. So it's just super exciting.
As a documentarian and journalist, I saw my story, I just started to follow it. My name's Sachi Cunningham, and I'm making a documentary film called She Change about the best female big wave surfers in the world as they strive for equity in the sport. It's not easy doing what I do. It's difficult to hold your position, constantly diving, you're constantly getting pounded, and we cross paths and I take some photos. These women are saying, no, enough. We deserve this, we're going to do this. They stood up for what they wanted and turned the tide.
Knowing the world's watching is just really awesome because we're surfing amazing huge waves all the time, all over the world. So I think people are just gonna have their minds blown and be like, wow, women are amazing and can do anything.
Coming up, hip-hop yoga.
The tagline is go hard and go ohm.
Need I say more?
I just can't imagine teaching any class without it.
Welcome back to Pumped.
It's so different to anything they've ever seen or done before.
We're heading to Cali.
It's a little bit more athletic than your traditional yoga class. They know that I'm gonna play Tupac and I'm gonna play Biggie and all of that. I wish I could break dance, but instead I just arm balance and do other things. People have a lot of preconceived notions about what yoga is, who yoga's for. I'm Shauna Harrison, doctor, PhD, whatever. I started teaching fitness when I was 17, 18, but I did start teaching yoga right after I finished my PhD. Muscle and Flow is for anyone. Muscle and Flow is athletic. I wanted to create something that felt authentic to me so that it felt authentic to other people when they came to take my class. It's just a different approach to teaching movement. Muscle and Flow is strength-based. Whether you've never done yoga before or you've done yoga forever, my job is to make sure that you get a good experience when you come. I grew up in the 80s and 90s with like the original amazing hip hop, so just can't imagine teaching any class without it. The class is a combination of all of that. I do yoga, Pilates, sometimes strength training, sometimes plyometrics, kind of a mix of everything. It's all hip hop and R&B music. Came up with the name Muscle and Flow from the movie Hustle and Flow. The tagline is go hard and go ohm. It just speaks to me, and so when it speaks to me, then that's what I want to share. I'm outside a lot. I love the Bay Area, so I love to be by the beach and by the bridges. I'm a huge fan of street art, so anytime I see really cool walls, I always end up in front of them. All of it kind of just makes up it makes up exactly who I am. My interpretation and my sort of reflection on hip hop for movement for me is fitness and yoga and running and all of these things, and I just happen to do it to hip hop music. My biggest thing is helping people get in their bodies and learn about themselves. I want to teach something that's really authentic to me because that's how people are going to receive it.
Next, a group of girls that just want to have fun.
We often get people leaving another class in our studio and they see a bungee class going on and they're very curious because it's so different to anything they've ever seen or done before. People are harnessed and connected to the ceiling. They're flying and they're diving and they're just doing movement that is more like Cirque du Soleil. Take it around to the left, around, lightly landing, not crashing. The bungee workout can be kind of deceiving. It looks like it could be very easy, but in fact, because the resistance cords are pulling you and you're working against it, it's very challenging. You are physically strapped in. So every move that you do, you're assisted, but you feel like you are superhuman because you're doing moves that you couldn't do without the bungee. Hi, I'm Christine, the owner of Pop Fit Studio here in Havertown, Pennsylvania. Bungee workout is a workout that we found in Thailand. It's really a combination of resistance training, because the bungee cords have resistance in them, and it combines maybe some dance movement with circus movement. Step together, star, down, back. Our equipment is very much like if you go rock climbing or zip lining, we have you put on neoprene shorts to protect your clothes, and then you put on your harness. We set you all up with the equipment, tighten you up, and then lock you into your bungee. It takes some getting used to using the bungee because at first, many people don't trust that the bungee is gonna have their weight. Just trust the bungee cord, press forward, down, press out, and then come back. You get an incredible cardiovascular workout. You're moving the whole time. You're getting some strength training in there. You also get a really great core workout because your core has to stabilize everything you do. And while you're at it, you're not getting a lot of impact. Step, plank, 2 more. I started in fitness in high school as a means to lose weight, but over my career as a group fitness instructor, I struggled with eating disorders and body dysmorphia, and it really just made my life miserable. So throughout my career, I kind of learned how to find fitness fun and got treatment for my eating disorder, and it's why I created this studio here. So people that maybe are intimidated by fitness will find a place that's safe and comfortable, and a community that will help them succeed on their journey through wellness. Some people try it once and it was an experience, but most people try it and they want to make it a part of their regular workout routine.
Have a favorite spot to get pumped? Tell us on social media.